Welcome to Chapter 1, The Basics of Web Design. Reviewing the essential outcomes for Section 3, the focus will be taking your basic HTML shell, adding some generic text, as well as adding the specific codings that you will learn in this page or in this section for HTML. Welcome to Section 1-3, Other Basic HTML Tags. Looking at basic HTML paired tags. Remember, paired tags need an opening tag and a closing tag. The following HTML paired tags may be used only inside the opening and closing body tags. The paragraph tag is the most commonly used tag. Each paragraph must have an opening and closing paragraph tag. The heading tag is used for headings on a page. We have the title or the main heading or the name of your website. That usually is set up in the H1, which is the largest tag. There are 6 headings, which means that secondary headings can be placed in different sizes if you want them in different sizes, but if you have the main heading, then you want that to be the largest, which would be the H1, and then you can choose from the other headings in regards to your side headings. But 1 is the largest, 6 is the smallest. You have bold, and bold is written with the strong HTML tag. The bold darkens important text on a page. You would never bold an entire paragraph. Usually you bold a word or a phrase. You have italic, which uses the EM HTML tag. It is a paired tag as well. It also emphasizes or italicizes important text on a page. And again, with this, you would never italicize a whole paragraph, but rather keywords or phrases in a paragraph. Continuing on with our paired tags, remember paired tags may only be used between the opening and closing body tags. When you want to have a paragraph stand apart from other paragraphs, you can put it in a block quote. A block quote will indent the paragraph 0.5 from the left margin and 0.5 from the right side of the margin or the page. Again, you want to use this when you want your text to stand apart or your paragraph to stand apart. There is also the quotation tag. The quotation tag is used for text that is inside a paragraph that might be one line, so you want to put it in quotations. Never use a block quote tag with a paragraph tag. You need to use either a block quote or a paragraph tag, but you never use both of them together. Okay, looking at our various types of HTML coding that we've added. In the Hello World, which is the name of our website, we put the largest heading 1 tag, H1. We have an opening and a closing. I've also included a H2 heading tag for the side headings. There's an H3, an H4, and I do not have H5 and H6 represented here, but you can go all the way down to the smallest heading of H6. Notice that each one of these headings has an opening and a closing heading. Here is an example of a block quote. Remember, a block quote will indent the paragraph 0.5 on the left side and the right side of the margins. Notice I closed it out at the end of the paragraph with a closing block quote. An example of a paragraph, remember all paragraphs need a paragraph tag. So I have on line 24 a beginning paragraph tag, and then at the end of line 24 I have a closing paragraph tag. On line 30 I have an opening and a closing paragraph tag. And I would include paragraph tags for every paragraph line that is in my website. Here is an example of a strong tag. Remember, a strong tag bolds a phrase or a couple words. And then I have my closing strong tag. So anything between the opening and closing strong tag will be bolded. I also have my italic. Here's my opening italic tag and my closing. Anything between the opening and closing tag will be italic. I can also put my strong and my bold and my italic together. So here is this opening strong tag, an opening italic tag, and then I close them out. When I close them out, I have to reverse the order. So I would have the EM tag, then the strong tag. Anything between these two tags will be bolded and italicized. And last, I have my quotation tag. Here is my opening quotation tag, and here is my closing. Anything within these two tags will be put in quotation marks to show that it is a quote. Notice that the quotation tag is used for a sentence within a paragraph. If I had a paragraph that is an entire quote, then I would use the block quote. Looking at the website that we just coded, our heading for the website, the name of our website, Hello World, is in the largest font, the H1. Then we have our other side headings. We have our H2, H3, H4, etc. We also have our block quote, which was indented 0.5 from the left and right margins. We also have our bolded lorem ipsum. And then we have our italic lorem ipsum. And then we have our bold and italic Aldous page maker. And then lastly, if we look, we have our quotation marks at the beginning of our sentence, and then we have the quotation marks inserted at the end of the sentence. We have just finished section 1-3. Now it's time for your activity. Number 1, open up the first _website document in Notepad++. Resave the document with a new file name called activity1_3.html. Delete any information between the opening and closing body tag. To obtain some generic text for your website, click on this link called Here, and then on the Lipsum web page, select the headings and the text on the page, and then copy using Control-C the text. In Notepad++, between the opening and closing body tag, you are going to paste Control+V to copy text. Use all of the HTML codes given in this section to set up your website. Make sure every line has some form of HTML coding. Also make sure you look at your document so that you have left one blank line space between each of the codes. Launch your website in Chrome. Remember to test your website in 2 other browsers. Call me over to review your work when you have finished. You have just finished Chapter 1, Section 1-3. Make sure you have had me review your work before moving on to Section 1-4.